Hey, 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 ladies and gentlemen and race fans. It is Friday, TGIF. And I tell you what, TGIFNF. Thank God it's Friday Night Flights. We are sitting out here tonight at Pocono at Long Pond, USA. This is week 2, race 2. Well, actually, I guess race 3, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. But the second week, the second race on Friday, and it's Pocono. Right off the bat, folks, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor for this Friday night series. Big shout out there to Blaze Pizza. Greg McClendon with Blaze Pizza. Your pizza, your way. Walk it down that line. I want some of this. I want some of that. I don't want any of that. If you haven't been to a Blaze Pizza, I tell you what, folks, you gotta get out there and check out Blaze Pizza. Big shout out there to Blaze Pizza. Great night of racing out here tonight at Pocono. We have got 75 laps out here tonight on this 2.5 mile track. Track temperature does set at 75. Great night out here for racing. Drivers are qualifying up now, and this is a points race, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you what, there are a lot of fellas out here tonight that are glad to see that Pocono is coming to an end. Because I tell you what, Monday in the Xfinity class, we had 14 cautions. The drivers came back onto Tuesday, and they only had 2 cautions. Go figure. What is that about? They can't drive the Xfinities, but they can book butt in the Toyotas and the Chevy Silverados. Well, I tell you what, tonight we are running out here in the Gen 6 Cup cars. Toyota Camry, Ford Fusion, Chevy SS, and we're going to see what these drivers can do out here tonight and how they can get her done. All right, qualifying times are in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at our qualifying field. Out there in the front line, well, that is no surprise. Look at that. We have got Mr. Travis Browder out there in front. Travis Browder pulling down a 50.832 side-by-side with Ryan Kuhn with a 50.861. No surprise for that front line. Sitting back there in third position, we have a Matthew Quick, and Matthew is pretty quick tonight, pulling down a 51.127, and he is side by side with Jack Watts representing Southeast Motorsports with a 51.169. Back there in position 5, Mr. Buttersworth in 5th position, and he pulled down a 51.178. Sitting back in 6th place, we have Freeman Kelly. 7th place belonging to Ronald Klein. Ronald Klein with RTK Motorsports, side by side with Edward Bray in 8th position. Position 9 belonging to Garrett Potts. Big shout out there to Garrett Potts. Hope to see his love of his life out there on the KM8 TV chat. On the outside of Garrett Potts, we do have Lee Staples representing Black Talon Racing along with Edward Bray. Lee Staples with a 51.608. Sitting back in 11th position, we do have Donald Stewart. 12th position belonging to Estill Fields. Sitting back in 13th position, we do have my good friend Abe Bowden driving the Skittlemobile. 14th position belonging to Paul Cohen. Big shout out there to Paul Cohen. We call him Buzz. 15th position belonging to Ben Gear. Connor Lane sitting back in position 16, choosing not to qualify tonight. Dave Acacia sitting back in position 18. Jason Russo, our Tuesday night sponsor, sitting near the rear of the field in position 19. 20th position belongs to the announcer, but hey, I'm not out there on that track. I'm up here in this booth. Position 21 belonging to Lee Ryerson Jr. Big shout out there to Lee. Joel Guy sitting back in 22nd position in the Harley-Davidson Screaming Eagle. And Danny Rudy, Dan's Top Notch Heating and Air Conditioning, sitting back there in position 23. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our qualifying order out here for the night. But up there in front, the man of the hour, a very good friend, Travis Browder. A lot of pressure out here on Travis Browder as he's going to lead us off to kick off 75 laps at Talladega. No way. It's the oh no. It's Pocono. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Browder going to get her done tonight. We hope. Qualifying is everything out here at Pocono. 75 laps, not 100, because I tell you what, the cautionary laps at Pocono, they will make you say, oh no. Pace car is in. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, side by side, off to a great start with the squatty potty, Matthew Quick in third position. Ryan Kuhn with an early pass on Travis Browder. Travis, caution is out. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get that up on our KMA TV instant replay. Taking a little off guard there. Keep your eye on the 74 of Abe Bowden, rocking that rumble strip. And what happened? Abe Bowden going up. I don't know there, folks. All right, we're going to back that up a little bit. The number 21, being driven by Colin Bauer. Abe's going up, Colin's going down. Next, that rear end. 2 cars involved, only 2 cars involved. Heartbreaker early on for the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Early caution is out. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this will not be a repeat to what we had out here on Monday night. Alrighty, we're going to get a talk in with our race leader right off the bat. Pretty sure he's not going to be pitting. In fact, I wouldn't understand why he would pit underneath our first caution. He's got that lead. But let's ask him. Travis.
Scott, how are you?
I'm good. I want to know, are you going to pit? It's lap 1, first caution. Are you going to pit?
I'm going to have to because I turned right into the wall just a little bit, so I'm going to check the right front.
Alrighty, can you stay on the horn while you do that? Are you multi-talented?
It's going to be a long race, so we'll see what happens here.
Alrighty, good luck to you, Travis Browder.
Thank you, Scott. Have fun, buddy.
Travis Browder going in early on pit row. Very interesting right there, folks. Because I tell you what, you know, the first caution comes out. You're up there first, second place. He goes in there to pit row. And, well, he's going to drop. And indeed, Travis Browder sitting out there heading off into pit row. Now, that will put Ryan Kuhn. Well, let's go have a little chat in with Mr. Ryan Kuhn, possibly taken off guard by this early on caution. Ryan Kuhn, talk to me.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All righty, you've got a win in this week at Pocono, do you not?
Yeah, we won Tuesday night. I didn't even think I was going to run tonight, but luckily we got rained out tonight in Fast Friday Division at Seacon Speedway. So here tonight here in Pocono, the Cup car. Hopefully we can bring one home. Unexpected run tonight, so see if we can bring it home on a race that I didn't even think I was going to run.
All righty, now with you thinking you weren't going to run, am I to understand you got some real life stuff going on out there?
Yes, sir. We got tomorrow night good old action at the Seacon Speedway. Gates open at 6 p.m. and it's going to be a good one. Hopefully we can bring a W home tomorrow night.
All right, but I'm confused here, fella. You're a young fella. You're under the age of 21, I do believe. Where can I check you out? Where can I come watch you race? Are you on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, usually the day after. A couple days after the race is up, you go under Yankee Racer. You should find it, and then the Seacon Late Model Division. That's what I run. So NASCAR Will and All American Series. It's a really good series to run. I love running it at Seacon. Pretty good race, a lot of car count, and really good close short track Saturday night racing.
Alrighty, I tell you what, can you do me a favor? Can you post that link up into the KMA Facebook site? Because I would really like to see that, and I think some of our fans might want to check that out.
Yes, sir. I'll send a few of them up. There's a couple of them this year, so I'll make sure to post that ASAP.
All right, now let's talk about Pocono. We're in the Cup cars, man. These are the big boy cars. What's your plan for the night?
Stay on strategy, fuel strategy, tire strategy. I haven't really made a long run. Longest run I've made was 4 laps in practice, and I really should have ran a lot more, but I can't really tell what the cars are doing in a long run, but I hope it goes my way.
All righty, good luck to you, Ryan Kuhn.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ryan Kuhn out there, real life racer. He's out there on that front line. He's already got a win in for this Week 2 series at Pocono. So a big shout out there to Ryan Kuhn. Now he is side by side with Matthew Quick in the Squatty Potty. Jack Watts still holding up in position 3. Hey, I want to give a big shout out there to the fans out there on the KMA TV chat. Big shout out there to Becky Whitmer, Dad Whitmer. I heard Dad Whitmer got an iRacing wheel. And that Garrett, I'm going to talk about Garrett a whole lot later, but that Gary is going to set up Gary Sr. out here. And I tell you what, father-son racing, we've seen it before. We're going to see it again. And hopefully we're going to get Gary and Gary out here. And then up here in the KMA TV broadcasting booth, I'm going to have to change your names. We're looking at Senior leading lap 73, being pushed by Junior. And I tell you what, Mom Whitmer, she's already smiling ear to ear with the thought of that happening. That would be so cool. Another father-son combination we have seen out here is Donald Sadusky and the recently departed Ryan Sadusky. So it has happened before. Cody's like a son to me. We've been out here. Me and Cody get together, and y'all better just get off the track. Watch out. Cody might wreck y'all. Giving Cody a little elbow jab right there. Number 77, Jack Watts, dropping down to get a little bit of grass in those tires. Under caution. All right, ladies and gentlemen, early caution, throwing these drivers out. But I tell you what, we're still having a good time up here. 72 laps to go. Hopefully, this will not be a prelude to a night of heavy caution racing. Monday night was a very tough night out here for these drivers suffering underneath 14 cautions. They came back Tuesday, knocked out a home run, running only with 2 cautions out there. So, I don't know, folks, but I tell you what, Monday, we heading out to Michigan, and I am super excited about heading out to Michigan for race 3, week 3, in the Monday Night Mania, Tuesday Night Trucks, and Friday Night Flight Series. Big shout out there to our sponsors. Jason Russo sponsoring up our Tuesday Night Series, right along with Blaze Pizza and our Friday Night Series. Big shout out there to Greg. And of course, our Monday Night Series brought to you by KMA TV in itself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting ready to go, well, I'd like to say back to, but we haven't had any yet. Green flag racing drivers are doubled up. Ryan Kuhn out there on that front line. Ryan Kuhn side by side with Matthew Quick in the Squatty Potty. Hey, big shout out there to the Squatty Potty. They're not a sponsor, but I tell you what, the Squatty Potty, it's a good thing. Jack Watts up to position 3, and the number 81, David Buttersworth, on that outside lane in position 4. Ronald Klein side by side with the number 31, Freeman Kelly. And away goes Ryan Kuhn, leading us off on lap 4 of 75. Going to jump up into that blimp. We're going to keep a very close eye on these drivers, checking out how they're doing. Already the temptation of 3 wide action happening there. 7, 8, 14. 14 going to squeeze that middle. Backing her down, double foul action. Now, Pocono, we haven't talked about Pocono yet, folks. Well, we've talked about it on Monday. We've talked about it on Tuesday. Becky Whitmer already becoming an expert. Becky Whitmer, it is quiz time. You know what it's called. It is the tricky triangle. Oftentimes confusing a driver. You got your turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there is no turn 4 out here at Pocono. 3 wide action with the number 14. 78 letting out of it. Edward Bray. Edward Bray, the 66. Jason Russo, the number 14. Challenging. Garrett Potts between Travis. Garrett Potts in the number 40. Travis in the number 18. Donald Stewart in the number 78. Straight line formation other than Travis Browder. Travis Browder down to that inside lane. Outside lane, bottom and out. Gonna get you up into the cockpit, ladies and gentlemen. Driver down, driver down. Checking out number 66 of Edward Bray. Oh, no. All right, we're going to back that up, ladies and gentlemen. No contact anywhere around the number 66. And he goes a loosey-goosey. Spinning to the right. Doing a great job of avoiding any drama, though. Big shout out there to Edward Bray. All right, but unfortunately, that is a spin out for Edward Bray. Goosed it, gunned it. One more spin out. Edward Bray safe. Not going to have to take a reset. Whew. Alrighty, we're certainly glad for that. Ryan Kuhn out there in front. Number 89, Connor Lane. Abe Bowden looking very sharp. Getting back up into live action here. And that will bring out our second caution of the night, brought out by the number 66 of Edward Bray, doing a self-spin out. Taking a look at our running order. Ryan Kuhn, David Buttersworth, Matthew Quick, Freeman Kelly, Ronald Klein. Top 5. Few drivers might want to be heading in there to pit row. Copy that. Becky Whitmer putting in her $5 worth. Little bit aggressive. That is the opinion of Becky Whitmer. Can get a race chat interview in with David Buttersworth. How about it, David? Have you got a copy? David Buttersworth, have you got a copy?
Yes, I do, sir.
All righty, we are got you up here in the booth. We are looking at the number 81 Adidas underneath the second caution early on. We never talked to you, David Buttersworth. The mic is all yours. Educate us.
I ran here a couple times. My friend Don Stewart there got me over here to race a long time ago, but never really dedicated, didn't have the time, so I decided to start running the Gen 6 over here with them, and hopefully it'll be a fun time.
All righty, but how educated are you with Pocono? Because I always say, oh no, it's Pocono. What do you think?
Oh, Pocono is an awesome track. I believe this whole track is defined by the first corner. If you screw the first corner up, you screw the next straightaway, the next turn, and the next straightaway to the last turn. So you really have to be careful in turn 1, and that can define the whole race.
All right, now educate our fans, because God knows these caution laps out here at Pocono, they're 2 minutes long. So give us an education. What is it about turn 1? I know we got 3 different lengths of back stretches and front stretches, but what's the deal with turn 1 that separates?
Well, it's all about speed, and the long straightaways create that speed, and with a quick short turn 2, you can keep your momentum up. And if you lose the momentum on turn 1, it's so long that it's just continuous. You can lose a half a second, at a blink of an eye, just by overdriving turn 1.
All righty, good information there. Anybody you want to give a shout out to, Dave?
Nope, don't know anybody watching.
All righty, copy that. Big shout out there to you, sir. You're in a good spot. Good luck to you, sir.
10-4, thank you.
David Buttersworth in the number 81. Big shout out there to David Buttersworth. He started out here in 5th. He is currently in 2nd position. Travis Browder doing a great job out here tonight. He has dropped to 4th position. Edward Bray sitting back in 19th. And Jason Russo started 19th, and he currently is in 5th position. Very impressive for Jason Russo. How about it, Jason Russo? Have you got a copy?
Hi, I got you, Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing good. All right, sir. We've been talking about turn 1 a lot with David Buttersworth. What I want to talk to you about, sir, Pocono. Wow, we've been running Pocono all week. This is new to us, running one track for the whole week season. Are you glad to wave bye-bye to Pocono?
No, I kind of like Pocono. Monday was a little rough. Tuesday was a really good race, I thought, in the trucks. If we can just calm down here a little bit on the corner entries, I think everyone can get a nice long green flag run in here and put a nice show on for the fans.
All right, now what are your thoughts as we head into next week on Michigan? Very briefly, Michigan B cars there on Monday, trucks on Tuesday, Cup cars there on Friday. Have you got a preference?
I really like the Cup cars at Michigan, but I think all 3 nights are going to be really good. It's a big track, a lot of room to pass, and should be real fun.
All righty, copy that. I also want to give a big shout out there to Pro Automotive, our Tuesday night sponsor. Talk to me real quick about that.
Pro Automotive, and check us out online at www.proautomotivema.com. Thank you.
All righty, Jason Russo. Good luck to you, sir. Now, I'll tell you what, folks. Jason Russo been a solid top 5 contender for most of Pocono week. Drivers are getting ready to put a scrub on those tires. Looking at the number 42 is still Fields. Now, what they're trying to do right there, folks, they're trying to heat up those tires, trying to get a little rubber on those tires. Taking a quick look at our running order. Ryan Kuhn, David Buttersworth, Lee Staples, Travis Browder, Jason Russo, rounding out our top 5. Drivers have got one more time by. All right, race fans, if you ever have a question out there on that KMA TV chat, hit me up. I'll try to answer it. If I can't answer it, I will get somebody who can. Now we are in car camera with Jason Russo. I tell you what, let's go a little bit further back into that field. I want you to feel this restart. I want you to hear this restart. We're going to duck in camera. Well, Edward Bray, he's in pit row getting some tires on. All right, so how? David Casey back there in pit row. Lee Ryerson. There we go. Abe Bowden. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're riding shotgun with the Skittlemobile. The number 74 of Abe Bowden back in 16th position. Even better because I tell you what, he is in that hornet's nest. If this were a donut being attacked by a fat man, he would be the fill-in in the middle. I tell you what, he is in 16th position. He's got to make sure he doesn't get rear-ended. He doesn't want to get run over. He doesn't want to run over anybody. So we're going to get this restart with Abe Bowden. Just heard that gear drop. I'm going to pump up the volume just a little bit here momentarily. I want you to feel it. I want you to hear it. If I can make you smell it, I'd make you smell it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. taking a look at Ronald Klein. But it was not Ronald Klein. We're going to back it up one more time. Looking at the number 42. I do believe the number 42 of Estelle Fields. We're going to put that back up on live action here. It involved the number 23. Oh no, say it isn't so. The number 42 of Estelle Fields rear-ended up into the number 23. We're going to back that up one more time. We're going to put you into the in-car camera of Estelle Fields, and we're going to see exactly what went wrong. Here we go. And we're good. Oh, no, say it isn't so. The Squatty Potty, Estelle Fields, going for a ride. Oh, I think Matthew Quick maybe took a little bit more of a hit right there. And back it up one more time just for the fun of it. Love looking at it from the blimp view. Hey, big shout out there to Scott Nelson. I'm telling you, Scott, I'm having flashbacks out there to Monday. I tell you what, alrighty, taking a look at our race leader, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn sitting out there in front. Lee Staples back into second place. Now, Ryan Kuhn with a little bit of a fake out right there. That'll put Lee Staples out there in second position. How about it, Lee? Have you got a copy?
Got you, Scott.
Alrighty. Ryan Kuhn trying to fake you out. What was all that about?
I don't know. They like to do this in this league. But I'm not coming in. I haven't run enough laps on these tires to even really worry about it yet.
All right. Now, that is something we have not yet talked about with any driver. You know, Tuesday we ran 2 cautions, man. 2 cautions in the trucks. Monday we had 14. Right now we're at 3. Do I need to get worried, Lee?
You might need to get worried, Scott. I think part of it is just what we're racing 200 miles an hour on what is almost like a road course. Not a lot of banking in the turns and takes some restraint. And there hasn't been a lot of restraint so far tonight.
All right, now we were getting ready to talk about tires. Talk to me about those tires. How important are they out here at Pocono?
Very important. You don't want to be sliding to the wall in the turns with worn tires, but the track temperature is so cool this race that I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as it normally is. So.
All righty, now about the car itself. Now you're driving a Chevy SS. The guy in front of you, Ryan Kuhn's, an SS. You could have picked a Fusion. You could have picked a Toyota. Why the Chevy? Is it better?
Brand loyalty.
Brand loyalty.
I was raised a Chevrolet man, and that's what I race in the sim. So it's nothing more than that, Scott.
All righty, 2 more questions, and I'm going to cut you loose. Talk to me about the LA graphics and Black Talon.
Yeah, I do my own paint scheme, so that's just my initials, just to put a little signature on the car. I don't do it for other drivers or anything because I really just don't have the time. And I'm sorry, what was the other one, Scott? Black Talon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's me and Edward Bray, and we have a great time together. He's a great teammate. Couldn't ask for a better teammate. We give each other help. We give each other breaks on the track, and we're just having a ball in KMA.
All righty, good luck to you, Lee, and big shout out there to you, Black Talon, Edward Bray. You're lining up double foul. How important are these restarts? You're going to stay up front? You're going to drop to the back?
Scott, I'm not going to push real hard yet. We're only 16 laps in, so wherever I land after the restarts is just wherever I land. I'm not going to force the issue with anybody right now. So.
All righty, sounds like you are part of the solution, not part of the problem. So a big shout out there to Lee Staples.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Big shout out there to Scott Nelson. saying, I know I got home from work late all 3 races this week, but with my luck lately, I would have found myself in the middle of them wrecks. Well, I tell you what, Kevin, Tuesday night, I would beg to differ because Tuesday night, only 2 cautions. Monday night, I felt like I was at Martinsville. And I tell you what, we are going to be heading for Martinsville. We're still going to do a little bit of short track racing. We've got Bristol on the agenda, but next week we're going to go off there to Michigan. Charlotte soon to follow. Vegas, Texas, Kentucky. And then it gets rough. We're getting down to those half-a-mile speedways. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are setting out here at Pocono. Oh no, it's Pocono, but TGIF-NF out here with KMA Racing. I am Scott out here with KMA TV. While these drivers are getting ready to roll, I want to give some shout outs. Big shout out there to GW Graphics, Gary Whitmer. Looking forward to see Gary Whitmer Sr. out here soon to come. Big shout out there to Ted Emmenheiser, Gearhead Paint Shop, and a big shout out there to Blaze Pizza. And we've got Courtney Potts out there on that KMA TV chat. Big shout out there. Alrighty, well I better check in on her good man, Garrett Potts. Garrett Potts sitting back here in position 6. Garrett qualified up at 9th position. Garrett Potts doing a very good job. Sitting out here, 16 laps in. Caution totaling 12 laps. That's a little bit disheartening, I'll tell you what, Courtney. But Garrett Potts, he is clean, he is green, and he's not being real mean. So Garrett Potts right now, 9th, started. Currently in 6th position, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Scott Nelson out there on that KMA TV chat. Well, he does drive a U of M, University of Michigan. Well, I'm from U of Illinois, so I'm not sure how they do that. Let me know, Scott Nelson. University of Michigan. So is that a U of M? Because University of Illinois is U of I. I don't know, but right now we are at the University of the ONIP. Oh no, it's Pocono. What a start out there. Double foul start. But that inside lane, it's empty. Where is 2nd and 3rd position on that inside lane, folks? Big gap between Freeman and the number 14 contact. Oh no, Lee Staples. That'll do it. That'll do it. Look at the number 14 of Jason Russo. Contact sliding up into the number 18, into the number 64. You know what? I want to be really sure of that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be really sure of that. So we're going to look one more time. All right, Jason Russo. Now look at the black line there in the center. Well, Travis is coming down too. So Monkey's in the middle. And then right here, right here. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I think that might have been on the number 14 of Jason Russo. And I hate to say that. All right, but nonetheless, folks, that will bring out our 4th caution of the night. 18 laps of 75. Getting up here to the number 64 of Lee Staples. And Lee Staples limping it off into pit row. All right, ladies and gentlemen, why Scott is out there correcting me. Yep, U of M, and Lee is in the pit row. We're going to take a quick 4x4 commercial and check out. I'm going to make you hungry right now, folks. Checking out our sponsor for the night, Blaze Pizza. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out there to Pad. People Against Distracted Driving. KMA Racing, very supportive of Pad. Check them out at padd.org. Also, a huge supporter of Jason Russo and Pro Automotive out of Dudley, Massachusetts. All right, folks, 4 cautions, 14 laps. Lap 19. So unfortunately, that means got to break out my darn calculator. 19 minus 14, 5 laps. Green flag racing. Oh no, say it isn't so. It's Pocono. We have got Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder. Alrighty, I know Courtney's yelling at me. Courtney is out there. Hey, we're into caution. I want to talk to my dude. Alrighty, how about it? Garrett Potts in the number 40. Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's going on? I'm out here chatting on that KMA TV chat with the love of your life, Courtney, and she wants to hear from you. Talk to me and Courtney.
Well, it's definitely gonna be a night tonight, just like Monday, I think. But we have slowly during every caution we've made 2 or 3 spots on the restart, and this last one I think we made 4 or 5. So we're up here in the top 3 and we're running it. I actually think the car is set up really well. If I could just get about a 10 or 15 lap run to stretch it and see what I can do. So hopefully we'll be doing all right tonight.
Alrighty, talk to me a little bit about the Toyota Camry NOS energy drink number 40.
Well, I usually in gyms I always run the Chevy, but since I started working at Toyota, I've learned a lot more about them, and I've come to like them a lot more. So I actually like this paint scheme. I ran it Monday on the Xfinity, and now throw it on this car, and we're running, and hopefully we'll have some fun with it. Hopefully we can get up here and run with Kuhn and Travis. They're pretty fast, but hopefully they make some mistakes.
Alrighty, and anything you'd like to say out there to that pretty little lady out there on that KMA TV chat?
Well, she's in there in the living room, so she better watch and stay watching and keep her eyes on it. So this might be a fun one.
All right, well, you are up in 3rd position. You're up to the front. You got to stay up in that front. Good luck to you there, Garrett Potts.
All right, Scott. Y'all have a good time up there in the booth.
Garrett Potts out there in that 3rd place position. Want to give a big shout out there to the fans out there on that KMA TV chat. In car with the number 40 of Garrett Potts. One more time around, we'll be back to Green Flag Racing. "16 drivers out there on that lead lap. A Bowden, last driver on the lead lap. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder, Garrett Potts, Abe Bowden. Actually, Abe Bowden not the last driver on that lead lap. Abe Bowden up in 4th position. Jack Watts rounding out our top 5. Donald Stewart, position 10. Lee Staples, that last driver on that lead lap. So 17, 18 drivers on that lead lap. Jason Russo getting fixed up. Joel Guy, 1 lap down, position 19. Starts and restarts very critical out here at Pocono. Alrighty, one more time by. I was wrong. The officials delaying it one more time. Not sure what that was about. Time to talk to one more driver. Would love to talk to Matthew Quick. How about it, Matthew Quick? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am good. How are you, sir?
Oh, just going for a nice Sunday drive.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, these caution laps out here at Pocono, they're a killer. Talk to me real quick about the night of yours out here. You started third. You're currently in sixth.
I was super surprised. I qualified third. You can probably look at the practice laps, and I was like 17th. So that blew my mind. I got third. But I guess I just did some race pace practice laps, and I got lucky in qualifying, and I'm just trying to run. I got involved in a wreck, kind of got ran over because I was checking out for somebody, and I don't know, it just kind of the nature of the beast. But this is my worst track, probably on the other than road courses, and I'm just trying to hold my line. That's about it.
All right. Speaking of holding your line, talk to us about Squatty Potty real quick.
Squatty Potty, we're number 1 and number 2s. We got a third qualifying. Let's see if we can get at least a top 3 finish tonight. But Squatty Potty is about helping you go number 2. So we're just hanging in there.
All righty, but Squatty Potty, you got to get past the rainbow. Get her done, brother.
Thank you.
I tell you what, folks, you got to love it. We got Squatty Potty. We got Tasting the Rainbow. And we're just going to leave that right there. Hoping I made you chuckle a little bit right there. All right, Ryan Kuhn out there on that front line, side by side with Travis. Garapat's up there in third position. Squatty Potty all over the rainbow. He's trying to get up there to taste that rainbow. Jack Watts putting on a very good show out here tonight. Jack Watts in position 6. Number 4 of Ben Gear up in that outside lane, the 051, being driven by Paul Cohen. '78 Donald Stewart on that outside lane. Straight line formation. Now, one thing on Tuesday that we did see happen that I think really contributed on to a great race on Tuesday, they got spread out. Now, these drivers, as I mentioned on Tuesday, they were out here practicing and practice. They did, and they got really well out here in running their single individual laps. But when they got up into traffic, that is when the problems began to start. Watching the number 31 of Freeman Kelly side by side with Paul Cohen. Freeman Kelly currently in 11th position. Double file. Drivers beginning to spread out very nicely. Lee Staples, 16th position. Running a fast lap of a 52.496, challenging the number 91 of Joel Guy. Joel Guy 1 lap down. Lee Staples working his way towards the front, checking in with Freeman Kelly. Freeman Kelly between Paul Cohen and Edward Bray. Edward Bray up to that high lane. Number 31, Freeman Kelly side by side with Buzz. They call him Buzz because he always had a buzz cut. That's what he told me. Edward Bray, they call him the Reaper. Not sure if there's a Reaper cut. I'm sure there's a reason. Reaper getting challenged by the number 21. 21 of Colin Bauer. They call Colin. Colin. Been mispronouncing that name. Colin Bauer. Staying with Freeman Kelly, though. Freeman Kelly, caution is out. Looking at the number 40 of Garrett Potts. Possibly a self-spin. Whoa, Garrett, hang on to her, brother. And we're going to back that up one more time. I tell you what, check out those flaps up on that hood, folks. Up on the top of that 40. Coming out trying to give the 40 a grab. Nobody touched him. Overdriving it. Oh, wowie dowsy. There goes the number 77 and the 76 and the 78. All righty, folks. That will bring out our 5th caution of the night. Number 40, Garrett Potts going for a self-spin. That'll put Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder out there on that front line. Ryan Kuhn leading 27 laps tonight. Ryan Kuhn, our definitive race leader. We are on lap 27 of 75. 48 to go. 0 lead changes, 5 cautions. Rough night out here tonight, folks. Race leaders heading off into pit row. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder, Abe Bowden. Number 74, Abe Bowden, making his way out of pit road. Jack Watts staying out there on that track. How about it, Jack?
How you doing, Scotty?
Well, I'm having flashbacks to Monday, brother.
At 10-4?
Alrighty, so, Monday, it was a rough night out there in the Xfinity class. Tuesday, the boys showed Pocono what was up. Tonight, I don't know. Talk to me. What's going on out here, Jack? You're down on that track.
I think it's a mixture. I think the guys are trying to show what's up, but at the same time, I think they're trying to drive clean.
Alrighty, because you know what? They're wearing me out, but I tell you what. You're looking good out there in the Southeast Motorsports. You're showing your support for Pad. I'm going to give you the mic here for about 30 seconds and talk to me about what's on your mind.
I'm going to try to keep the car clean as much as I can, obviously. I just used my reset because I blowed up the motor. So I'm just hoping to get up to the front, support my team, Southeast Motorsports, support KMA for putting this thing on, support Pad above and beyond. I mean, we're all supporters of Pad, hoping that helps out and see what we can do right here.
Alrighty. Any preference on the car as far as the SS and Toyotas? Do you regret taking a Chevy?
Oh, never. I'm a Chevy guy through and through.
All right, and how do you feel about coming up to Michigan starting on Monday?
Love Michigan. It's a good time right there.
Alrighty. Big shout out there to Southeast Motorsports' very own Jack Watts. Good luck, Jack.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for hosting this race. It's a good time.
Yep. Jack Watts out here representing Southeast, taking a quick look at our running order. Lee Staples, Edward Bray running for Black Talon Racing, making their way up to the front. And Travis Browder up to 3rd position. Ryan Kuhn 4th. Abe Bowden in 5th. Garrett Potts falling to 1 lap down along with Joel Guy. Ronald Klein in pit row getting repairs. How about it, RK?
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. Alrighty, now you joined me up here, I do believe, on Monday because unfortunately you had to take her to the hauler. Same situation out here tonight. What is going on out here that didn't happen on Tuesday?
You know, I wish I could answer that definitively, Scott. It looks like people are just over driving the cars. We are on an open set. I did hand out a pretty solid, stable set, and everybody's able to do whatever they want with the set now. Just because I handed it out doesn't mean anything, but a lot of aggression and a lot of ill-handling cars, what it looks like.
All right, let's talk to Dave Acacia. How about it, Dave? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm doing good, but I'm a little confused, sir. Monday, open set. Friday, open set. Tuesday, fixed set. Monday, Friday, not so good. Tuesday, very good. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. We just like the way the setup feels, and we roll with it. We learn the track and get out there and run it.
All right, now you started out in 18th. Right now you're in 8th position. Do you think we're going to be done with these cautions?
That I don't know. There's a lot of aggressive driving in the corners. Guys got to slow down and pace themselves, and let's get a long run and let's finish this out green.
All right, anybody you want to give a big shout out to? You're in the DeWalt.
Yep, another Kansas paint scheme.
All righty, good job there, brother. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Scott.
All righty, so Ronald, the theme of the track tonight is a lot of aggressive driving, but now Ryan Kuhn out there on that front line along with Travis Browder, Edward Bray, Lee Staples making their way up to that front line. Ryan Kuhn right now has dropped to 4th position, but he has led 30 laps out tonight. Does Ronald need to panic, or is he just, can he settle down right now knowing he's, behind 2 good drivers?
The only person that right now that I think that he needs to worry about probably is Travis Browder. Travis is going to give him a run for his money. The guys in front of him are good drivers, and they are fast, but Ryan's been putting some unbelievable laps down, so I don't think he's really got to worry. I think he's just got to pick and choose when he wants to go, and it looks like he kind of wants, right there's a perfect example. Looked like he wanted to go, but he thought better of it, decided, you know what?
How about look at Travis? But look
Travis does. Yep, Travis wants to go. And he's got the line for it. Gets through there cleanly.
That'll put Edward Bray and Lee Staples side by side.
It'd be interesting here to see if Ryan starts to panic at all, because Travis is slowly pulling away just a little bit.
Now, I'll tell you one driver that I would definitely keep my eyes on is the number 74 of Abe Bowden.
I think Abe's gotten her figured out a little better. He had a little bit of difficulty getting through the corners on Monday night, and it looks like he's getting through corner 1 much better than he was on Monday night, so he could be a factor here towards the end.
Ryan Kuhn making that pass on Black Talon, getting ready to pass another Black Talon, but Travis Browder way up there in front.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan wants to waste too much more time here. He's definitely going to need to make a move. Looks like he's got to run on the inside. He'll probably press the issue here and get down to the inside going through turn 1.
Side by side with Edward Bray, Lee Staples. Big pass by the number 72. Now that brings up tire wear though. Right now we're watching 72 bookity. Now he's gambling, using up those tires. He might be saying, I am expecting another caution. I'm going to get up to the front. I'm predicting everybody's going to go into pit row. So I'm going to burn my tires up because the long haul does not matter tonight.
Yeah, Scott, I kind of have to agree with your statement there. The long haul may not come into play tonight, but you're going to have gamblers throughout the race who are going to be taking it easy, and I think it looks like, you know, barring a caution here in the next lap or so, we're going to have enough laps on our tires and enough fuel burn. We're coming to lap 35, so it's virtually a one-stop race, sorry, from here on out. So a caution comes out. I'd say you're going to see most of the leaders come in for tires and top off for fuel, so they just have to do one quick stop.
Now you have been down here every night this week at Pocono. Are you glad to see Pocono coming to an end?
I'm not, actually, Scott. I love the track. Ryan just bumped the wall coming out of turn 3 there. But he is catching Travis. I love Pocono. I love how strategic the race is. I love how each corner is different. I love the challenge of it. On Tuesday night in the trucks when we did race here, I had a phenomenal race with my teammate Brad Ream. We fought it out right to the end. Literally, we were separated by 0.056 seconds at the line, so basically it was a bumper. So no, I'm not actually happy to be leaving this place, and unfortunately, the points part of it, because I race for points.
Now, what are your thoughts going into Michigan next week?
Same as always, try to keep the car clean, put laps down, don't put other drivers in danger, and see what happens from there.
We are on lap 36 of 75, 39 to go, 3 lead changes, 5 cautions totaling out at 25 laps. We are on the rear end of the Chevy SS number 66. Edward Bray.
You got a development here, Scott. Your race leader, Travis Browder, pitted. Said he was unable to take fuel on the pit stop before, so he had to pit for fuel.
He was unable?
I don't know if there was something wrong with the crew chief, the communication, or if they just didn't get him full, or what happened, but I'm hearing that he had to pit for fuel.
Well, I have heard about that. Drivers going into pit row in a caution, and I don't know, the pit guys, they're not paying attention. But, that is a random thing. I'm actually not even sure if that's something that iRacing may implement into the simulator or not. But that is a tough break out there. But Ryan Kuhn right now, he's jiggling and jangling. That'll move Donald Stewart up into position 2, 4 seconds flat behind Ryan Kuhn at lap 37.
Yeah, he's pulling away and putting some major distance between him and the rest of the field.
I tell you what, that is a kick in the schnoz there for Travis Browder. Now he's still on that lead lap, but that'll put him 35 seconds back. We're going to take a very quick look at our running order. Ryan Kuhn, Donald Stewart, Lee Staples, Abe Bowden, very consistent, top 5. David Casey making his way up. Edward Bray up into position 7. Colin Bauer, he's been up there. Jack Watts dropping down to position 9.
Yeah, unfortunately, we never really got to see what we had with the cars because of the cautions that were coming out. We were running such short runs. I knew, short run wise, I knew my car was very good because I was able to pass cars on every restart. I would have really liked to see what the long run would have been like, but we're getting to see a little bit of that right now. It looks like some of these guys' cars are not handling very well. I'm seeing them slide up to the wall. I'm seeing guys, having to brake way earlier or let off way earlier.
All right, Ron, we are in the shotgun position on that gyro cam of Freeman Kelly in the number 31, chasing down Dave Acacia. Walk us around this 2.5 mile tricky triangle. We're seeing Freeman Kelly coming up. He's up here at 180. He's dropping it down to 157. Back on it. Talk to us about this.
Give me 1 second here, Scott. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. While you're finding the spot, you had corrected me the other night. There's no downshifting, but there's a lot of braking. So we're talking numbers here. We're still in car with Freeman Kelly. He got it up to 191 on that long backstretch. He's hitting that apex down at 139. Still on the rear end of David. Oh, caution is out. Now we are looking at Paul. No, you're fine. Paul Cohen, though. Paul Cohen in the number 051. No contact around any driver, but Paul Cohen going for a self spin here on lap 40 of 75. Tough break there for Paul Cohen. That will bring out our 6th caution of the night.
Who catches a really big break out of this, though, is Travis Browder.
And how is that?
Well, because he was, what did we say, 30 seconds behind? And with the caution coming out, he gets to catch the field. Now, he'll probably go in and get tires again and fuel, but he gets to catch the field. He's not going to be 30 seconds behind. So that caution really saved Travis. That could be the difference between him finishing in the top 15 versus possibly working his way back up through the field and finishing in the top 5.
Okay, but I might beg to differ, and we're going to watch this and see what he does. The question for Travis, does he go into pit row? Because he can take a gamble right here. If he goes into pit row, he's going to be on fresh tires. He can maneuver up that field, but that's caution dependent. Now, if he does not go into pit row and he gets up there in the front line, the leaders go into pit row, and he's up there in the front, and 3 laps later, he's out there in the front. If a caution flies, he's in it's a chess game, Ron.
It absolutely is, and that's what I love about racing, Scott. It's a constant chess game. So you just don't know who's going to do what. Like we see the number 20 stay out. Looks like the number 64 stayed out.
Now, Paul Cohen definitely going into pit row. David Casey is staying out. Ben Gear into pit row along with Garrett Potts. Ben Gear started 15th. He is into 11th position.
And Travis was 15th. Looks like he was 15th when he came in, and he did come in and pit. So it will be interesting to see. The nice part is, like I said, the caution kind of is the equalizer here. Puts him back with the pack where he's not so far behind. So I think he's in a good spot. I think he did the right thing here to pit, and then it's just like you said, we'll see how the chess game plays out.
How about it, Abe Bowden? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
We were on those cameras on your recent exit out of pit row. You had a little bit of 3-wide racing going on out of pit row with Donald and Freeman. Talk to us about the first 42 laps of the 3rd race at Pocono.
I don't know really what to say except for race the track, people. Race the car. You're not geniuses. Slow down.
Alrighty, so you're not so much worried about you racing another driver You're worried about that driver racing the track in front of you, spinning out. Elaborate for me.
Just pay attention to what's going on and don't do 200 into the turn because these cars aren't designed to do that. Period. I don't care what setup you got.
All right, now you have been out here all week. We're running an open set out here on Fridays and Mondays, fixed set on Tuesday. Tuesdays we ran 2 cautions. Do you think it's the day of the week? Do you think it's the fixed set, open set? Do you think it's the vehicle? What separated Tuesday for such a great race?
The fixed set on Tuesday was perfect for who we had racing, and this set this is a lot of car for a lot of these drivers in here. So I'm still getting used to this car. It's not my favorite car to drive either. So I'm not one to yank my own chain, but you know, sometimes you do what you got to do.
Hey, this is Ron Klein. I got wrecked out, so I came up in the booth to help Scott out. I got a question for you. It looks like tonight you've got turn 1 figured out much better than you had on Monday night, because I was in the booth on Monday night as well. And seems like you're getting through turn 1 much better. Is that the car? Is it the setup? Is it you're just more comfortable in the car?
Well, tell you the truth, I put like 400 laps in today in practice, so I got turn 1 down. I just can't get turn 3 or turn 2 very well tonight.
What's the separation factor right there of turn 2 and 1?
I just can't. I can't get the grip on the speed of this car going into turn 2. I cannot find my mark on how hard to hit the brake. I hit it good. It feels good, but then I push up into the wall. I just can't get turn 2 for some reason. Usually that's my best turn.
All righty, copy that. Tell us real quick about the Skittle Mobile in itself. You're a big fan of Skittles, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like my favorite food. If I could eat them, I'd eat them.
All righty, good luck tonight, Abe. You started out 13th. You're currently in 6th. Tasting the rainbow at Pocono.
All right, thank you.
All righty, Ron, we're going to take a quick look at our running order, and that'll put David Casia, Lee Staples, Ryan Kuhn, Freeman Kelly, Donald Stewart, Abe Bowden, Edward Bray, Travis Browder back to 8th.
Did you realize that, Scott? Travis Browder is in 8th position. He pulled something on the pit strategy there. He either came in and got fuel only or got 2 tires in fuel.
He knows what he's doing out here, Ron. He's a very strong runner.
But I'm amazed at what Abe said. He came out and ran 400 laps, he said.
Now, these laps out here, they're 52 laps. I don't want to do math, but 400 laps.
That's a long time.
Well, we're talking at least 350, 60 minutes, so 60, 120, 240. That means he possibly spent 6 hours out here today practicing.
And it's showing, Scott. It really is. And I know he says he hasn't gotten 2 figured out or 3 figured out, but we do some more green flag racing, he'll have it figured out.
So
I got 2 figured out pretty quickly tonight.
So that leaves me scratching my head, wondering how many laps Travis Browder and Ryan Kuhn have ran out here tonight. Because I tell you what, Ryan Kuhn, he has kicked some serious ass at Pocono.
Ryan is a heck of a driver in every car that I've seen him drive in, and every track that he goes to. I think these guys understand the physics of the cars. They have great hand-eye coordination. They understand how to use the brake in the corners, probably using the brake bias in different, in one corner they may be using +3 brake bias, and in the next corner they may be using -3 brake bias.
Drivers lined up, double foul. Dave Casey is side by side with number 64. Pace car is off. Loving the start, but Travis Browder all over the rear end of the number 74, giving him an actual little boost, dropping down onto that inside lane. Travis Browder side by side with Abe Bowden in the number 74 at speed.
Drag race down the stretch here, coming into the short chute, Scott.
Topping out at 199 miles per hour. But Travis with a big run contact. Travis, hang on to her, brother.
Wrecking in the front. Oh, no.
Looking at Dave Acacia in the number 20. Coming around that corner. Hitting that rumble strip. Now, we saw the rumble strip as a plague. Hitting the wall, 72, Ryan Kuhn. Dave Acacia, the Paul Cohen, the 125, 2 other drivers involved. That'll bring out our 7th caution of the night. Tough break there for Dave Acacia.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys got caught up in that.
Well, that'll keep Ryan Kuhn out in front. All right, I tell you what here, Ronald, I'm going to let you take over the mic. I'm going to let you keep the fans entertained, and I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee, and I will be gone for about 60 seconds. It's all yours, brother.
Copy that, Scott. Taking a look here at Ryan Kuhn, and looks like he's got some rear end damage. I'm not sure if you got that from the previous accident here, and I'm going to do a little look around here. Oh, he's got major front end damage too, so looks like he'll be going into the pits, and hopefully he's got himself a repair left, a backup car. Going to go through the field here and kind of take a look at the rest of these cars. Freeman Kelly's sitting in second, looking pretty good. We got Lee Staples in third. Looks like he's pretty clean. Donald Stewart in fourth, and he's looking pretty clean too. Abe Bowden, don't see any damage on him, sitting in fifth position. Travis Browder, sitting in sixth position. Don't see a lot of damage, maybe a little bit on the right front. Colin Bauer, sitting in seventh position, and don't see much damage on him. Edward Bray, he's in eighth position. Don't see any front end damage on him. Ooh, Lee Ryerson, got a little bit of front end damage, sitting in 11th. Ben Gear, looks like he's going to be 12th. He's got a little right front damage. Danny Rudy is 13th, little right front damage. Garrett Potts and Joel Guy. So as we sit here and race under caution, wondering if anybody's going to pit, and yep, there's a couple people that did take it. I'm watching Travis Browder in his pits.
Alrighty, and I am back. I appreciate you holding the line there. I am a bad coffee addict.
Oh,
and
no problem, Scott.
Been yelling at my wife, but she's occupied off with the kid. Hey, but I do want to have one separate conversation here. Now, Gary Whitmer is not here tonight. Were you racing last night, Ron?
I was.
Now, I hear tell, I usually try to actually race rather than broadcast last night, but I was tied up with the babies last night. But Gary Whitmer won that race. Now, we have got Mom Whitmer, Dad Whitmer out there. Can you give us a quick recap so Mom and Dad know what went down last night? Because Gary won last night.
Yeah, Thursday nights is our open room, and it was a little bit chaotic. You know how it can get on Thursday night, Scott. Get some new faces in there that have never raced with us before. We had a few chaotic things happen, and in the end it came down to Edward Bray, Lee Staples, and Gary Whitmer fighting it out, and I think that they pulled just the KMA way, pushed each other along, and just decided they were going to be happy with how they finished. And Gary happened to be out first, and that's from what I saw. So it was a huge win for Gary, and I know he's been dying to get back to victory lane. It was a good night for KMA.
So did it end under caution?
No, we ran green. We
nice.
ran, the last To be honest, Scott, I can't remember, but it was quite a few laps under green to finish.
Nice, very good. Well, no, Becky, actually, you did not miss it because on Thursdays, I do not broadcast. Sometimes I stream in car, so no, ma'am, Becky, you didn't miss a live broadcast. Sometimes I broadcast in car, sometimes I don't. When I broadcast in car, Ron, as you know, everything that the guys say is heard, and a few guys sometimes, they'll get a little nervous because we're all race car drivers, and you know how that talk can go. But no, Becky, you didn't miss anything. Scott Nelson, though, giving his feedback, Gary also had no damage last. I tell you what, Scott, type up that information there for Becky on that KMA TV chat. I couldn't make it. Now, Ronald, another side conversation. We have got Gary Whitmer Sr. Big happy Father's Day to Gary. It's no secret what Gary got. Did you see what Gary got for Father's Day?
I did not, Scott. Please.
Oh, Gary and Chris. Okay, Gary Jr. and Chris, which are the sons of Gary Sr. and Becky, they bought Dad Whitmer a driving force. I do believe we may have to teach another father how to drive, and I'm really excited about it.
That's spectacular news.
It is so cool when we get a father and son. We've got Donald and his son Ryan recently departed. We have got several father-son teams out here. Cody, he's kind of like my son. I'm sure one day your son will be up there. They're telling me already that my granddaughter's going to be up there. But I tell you what, we are super excited at the possibility of getting Gary Sr. out here. And I know Gary Whitmer Jr., he is our videographer. Big shout out there too. GW Graphics flashing that logo right now. But I tell you what, I told Becky today on Facebook, Ron, we will take very good care of Gary Sr. What advice could you give Gary Sr. coming out here into iRacing?
Well, first of all, obviously, he's going to hopefully try to get into KMA and just, start to get comfortable in these cars and then come into KMA or use us even if he doesn't race with us. Come seek out advice on how to set up and how to the wheel setting, because all of that stuff is very important. When I first got into iRacing, I thought you just plug in the wheel and turn it on and go, but there's so much more to it than that. You gotta set the wheel up properly, and you gotta set your pedals up properly, and you can get by without it, but once you do it, it's a huge difference.
Pace car back in. Lee Staples on that inside lane. Abe Bowden on that inside lane, outside lane with the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Number 21, tight move there by the number 21 of Colin Bauer. Alrighty, let's talk about the go time now. We are sitting at 50 of 75. We have had 6 lead changes. We have had 28 laps of caution. We have cautioned more than we have raced. Is it go time right now, Ron?
With everything that's been going on, it's kind of been go time the whole time, Scott. You want to poise yourself to be in a good finish. So what these guys are trying to do right now is just keep their cars intact, stay within striking distance, and see what we've got. And it looks like Donald Stewart's got something right now.
We are in car camera with Colin Bauer behind the number 74, but we can see Donald Stewart up there. Donald Stewart and Lee Staples. Lee Staples doing a great job, but he is back down to second position. But looking out the rearview mirror of Colin, I keep calling this guy Colin, it's Colin, but we've got Lee Staples and the Rainbow Dude. Oh, here comes number 72 shooting by my inside. And Colin Bauer going to get around the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Back out there to that chopper view. Looking at 72, 64, 21, 74, and 66 of Edward Bray. Black Talon holding down a solid top 6.
Absolutely, Scott, and big. This may not be a big surprise, or it may be a big surprise, but Donald Stewart is stretching it out. Now Ryan Kuhn has gotten into second place, and he may run him down. We'll have to wait and see. But I knew that Donald Stewart had found something in practice, so this is pretty exciting. I'd like to see if indeed Donald can continue to stretch it out.
21 and 74. All right, let's talk numbers here. Ryan Kuhn, 1.3 back. Lee Staples, 2.1. Colin Bauer, 2.3. A. Bowden, 2.5. Lee Staples down on that inside lane. Lee Staples into pit row. We are following Lee into pit row. What do you think that's about there, Ron?
I think that's his final pit stop, Scott. I think he's going to use strategy to go in, pit, and if a caution comes out, don't be surprised if he stays out to take the lead.
All righty, now, all right, riddle me this, riddle me that. Pocono, talk to me about the draft out here at Pocono, because if this was Talladega, that would be a fatal error right there. Is draft going to be an issue out here at Pocono?
There is a bit of draft here that can help you with your straight speed, your straightaway speeds, but it's not. It's nothing like the super speedways where if you get out, you're done.
Checking in on Travis Browder. Travis Browder sitting right now in position 7th. Now he is behind that leader at 3.8, 3.9, 3.8, 3.9. Son on that wheel. Is Travis actually in a good spot with no caution, being 3.7 back? Do you think Donald is burning up those tires? Because we're staring at the rear end of the 66 Reaper. He's got some pretty serious darn damage. What position is he's in 7th, but is he in a good spot?
I don't think so, Scott. If we stay green, I believe your winner of this race is going to come from the top 3. The top 3 cars right now are the drivers that I believe have a shot to win this race.
But you don't think Donald Stewart's got it sealed up?
I don't think he's got it sealed up, but he is kind of I've been watching his lap times. He's been maintaining about the same lap times. Colin and Ryan are running a little bit faster one lap, a little bit slower the next. Whereas, like I said, Donald kind of seems to have found something, and he's running about the same speed every lap.
All righty, we're going to talk numbers here, and we're going to get you up into that blimp mode, folks. So we are looking at Donald Stewart. His last lap was a 51.525. Now we're going to jump back to Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn running a 51.522. He is in second place, but I tell you what, you could park 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 semi-trailers between Ryan and Donald. So at this point, it really is who's going to handle this tricky triangle the best.
Absolutely, Scott. And believe it or not, it looks like Colin is starting to catch Ryan now.
Colin sitting at a last lap of a 50.
Man, right there, Colin got a huge runoff of 2.
Ryan Kuhn must have done something wrong. He is right now all over the tail end on that outside lane. Ryan drifting up, going to put a little block on the 21 Colin. They're bumper to bumper, tighter than a hair in a biscuit right there, Ronald.
I'm surprised that he bump drafted him there, Scott. He had the opportunity to go underneath him, drag him down the front stretch, and get on the inside of him. Maybe Colin's seeing
Ooh!
Yep. Colin is seeing something. Either Ryan's car is not handling well, or he's not liking the pressure that he's getting from behind.
Now was what we saw 10 seconds ago, 15 seconds ago, as Ryan drifted up, looked like a little bit of a block. Would you agree that was a block?
He may have blocked, I'm not positive. He may have thrown the block, or he may have been pushing the car. He did it again right there. Oh, he
Ooh.
just brushed the wall.
Side by
Just
side.
barely, but he touched it.
And there goes Colin across that start finish line. Colin up to second position. Ryan Kuhn. Well, Colin is going to hand back that medicine packet right there to the 72.
That's not something that you're going to see very often, Scott. You're not going to see that number 72 make that many mistakes in one lap.
Checking in on the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Now he is 3.2 seconds back. And I tell you what, Abe Bowden, not out of this, looking at it from the blimp view, and you can't even see third place. But I tell you what, as hard as Colin and Ryan are racing, Abe Bowden still could pull out a second place. Donald Stewart, I don't know. It's going to come down to tire wear. Donald Stewart out there in front, running at speeds, topping out at 198. I don't know. He could be burning his stuff up.
Well, and let's not forget, we still have one more pit stop to go, unless my calculations are not correct, which I don't think that they are. I think we still have one more stop to make, so Abe could be holding back a little bit, waiting for his opportunity to maybe take 2 tires instead of 4.
Running back through our running order, we've still got Garrett Potts. Now Garrett Potts back there in 5th position, and he is 4.7 back. We've got Travis Browder in 6th at 5.8 back. Freeman Kelly back in 7th at 11.7 back. David Casia, 12 back. Ben Gear in 9th, 16 back. And rounding out the top 10 is Lee Ryerson Jr. Lee Ryerson Jr. running at 19 seconds back. Edward Bray, 34 back. Danny Rudy, 37 back. Lee Staples. Well, wait a minute now. Lee Staples, that was that guy that just pitted, is it not?
It is. So we'll see how strategy comes to play here, Scott.
Very interesting.
Just getting word, we got one of our first green flag stops.
Who?
The number 4, Ben Gear, just called that he's going to be pitting.
All right, we're going to get those cameras on. Ben Gear, love it when they go into green flag, getting that pit row camera set up.
And I'm going to keep the audience updated here up front. We've got a battle that's developing, so it's not there yet, but it's getting close, Scott.
We are in pit lane with Ben Gear. Ben Gear in the number 4. He is behind the leader at 30 points. But that's going to change. Ben Gear in that Toyota Camry taking that reset, backing the blue. Hey, big shout out there too. Ben Gear only taking right sides, getting in and out of pit car. We're going riding shotgun with Ben Gear out of pit row in that Toyota Camry. Now we notice there is no yellow line like Talladega. They're going to come up on that track. They're told to stay down. Ben Gear coming around that corner, fighting that wheel, sawing on that wheel like a lumberjack, begging for a pancake. He's out on that front stretch, getting speeds up.
I'm keeping my eyes on the leaders. Looks like Donald Stewart continues to run consistent lap times. He's keeping the car clean.
But Colin is right there. He is at 1.165. He is big run.
He has a big run. That also brought Ryan Kuhn up there as well. But I think I'm curious to know if Donald is playing cat and mouse with him.
We are
running the car hard enough.
All right, we are in car with Colin Bauer. Now, talk to me about the line. Okay, I'm going to show. I'm in a car with Colin. Donald Stewart up onto the wall. Well, not quite up to the wall. Colin, higher lane, looking at that Budweiser SS coming up into that big corner, and down goes Donald. But Colin, a little bit more friendly with that white rumble strip.
Yeah, if you back off that corner just a tad bit, you can get a real big run coming off. And see, the difference here is Colin is letting the car roll through the corner here, whereas Donald chose to brake going in. And that allowed Donald to get a really good drive off, and Colin lost a little time, and here comes Ryan to his inside.
Ryan Kuhn in the number 72 getting around Colin Bauer. All right, we're going to jump up there to the in-car camera of Ryan Kuhn because Ryan seems to have something going on. Now, Ryan Kuhn, I do believe he's already got one win this week. Travis Browder currently sitting in 6th. Garrett Potts still in 5th position. All right, ladies and gentlemen, lap 64 of 75, 11 to go. 7 lead changes, 7 cautions, 28 laps. All right, I hope that Gary Whitmer Sr. is out there watching.
Getting word the leaders are pitting this lap, Scott.
We're on cameras with them. We are on cameras with Ryan Kuhn, Donald Stewart in the pit row. All righty, Gary Whitmer Sr., brother, we are in car. This is what you are going to see, brother, when you go into pit row.
All right, I'm going to stay with Donald Stewart, and I'll let you know what he's doing, Scott.
We are in car camera with Ryan Kuhn into pit row.
Fuel only for the 78 car.
Ryan Kuhn taking right sides. That could be a game changer right there.
It could be huge, Scott.
We have seen many a time a driver not take tires and, pardon my French, but get their ass kicked because they didn't take no tires. Ryan Kuhn out of pit row. Behind the leader at 19 seconds. Travis Browder, our current race leader.
Now again, remember, all these guys have to make their pit stops. So whoever has not made their pit.
Travis Browder into pit row. In-car camera with Travis Browder. Outside camera with Travis Browder. Travis Browder into pit row.
See what Travis does on his pit stop, if it's just going to be a gas and go or if he's going to take time.
Oh, he's got to go gas and go with 9 to go. It's all for nothing right now.
I would definitely think so, Scott. Yep.
Yep, gas and go.
Oh.
No, right sides.
Took right sides.
Well, it's a Toyota. You got to take right sides. That'll put Dave Acacia out there in front. This is what I love. This is what I love. All right, Dave Acacia. Now he is out there in that front line. Question is, does Dave have enough fuel?
I'm going to say no, Scott. I don't know for sure when he pitted, but I don't think he's going to be able to.
Now you said Donald did pit.
Donald Stewart.
Donald Stewart.
Donald Stewart did pit.
Well, he's in 3rd place.
He's 11 seconds back.
Ryan Kuhn, 13 back.
And that's going to be the difference. Those two, as far as I understand, from what I know, from what I've seen, the 20 and the 31 still need to pit yet.
Well, we are on blimp. We are watching Dave Casey from that blimp view. We're bouncing between Dave and Freeman. One of these drivers are going to pit. Well, if they don't pit, they snuck one by us. I don't know. Donald Stewart, Ryan Kuhn, Abe Bowden, hoping they pit. Abe Bowden would be in 3rd place if they pit.
Donald Stewart made a bold strategy move there by going fuel only. We've seen earlier in the week where the tires haven't really paid off that much when you don't have a lot of laps on them, and they didn't have a ton of laps. So we'll see if Ryan is going to be able to run down the 78, and then furthermore, if the two in front of them, Dave and Freeman, are going to be able to make it on fuel or not if they did sneak something in somewhere.
Dave Casey out on that front line representing DeWalt. He's a Michigan kind of fella, trying to bring up one home for the University of Michigan in the Toyota Camry. Freeman Kelly in the Chevy SS. Now, they've already talked to us, Ron. Doesn't matter what car you're in, what vehicle you're in, they're all the same. But David Casey with 6 to go. I tell you what, you've experienced this, Ron. What's it like emotionally to be short on fuel?
It's absolute heartbreak if you're close. If you're not close, you knew it, and you're just rolling the dice. What these guys are doing, if they know they're not close, and I'm assuming they know they're short by a few laps, they're either going to back off the throttle and just try to nurse it home, or they're going to make a late pit stop, and they're staying out in hopes that there's a caution. And if you catch a caution, you catch all these cars a lap down, puts you up front, so on and so forth. But being this late in the race, that can fall as a disadvantage, because the guys that are behind them right now, they're not going to pit. They're going to stay out.
Big shout out there to Scott Nelson. Whoop, whoop, Michigan, baby.
It looks like Freeman Kelly is going to try to do a fuel stretch here, is what it looks like to me.
But Donald Stewart is tearing him up right now on tires,
Yep,
side by side.
Yep. Freeman Kelly backed it off as much as he could, thinking maybe I can make it to the end if I just start backing out. So I think that's what you're seeing with Freeman Kelly. I watched Donald chase him down about 5 seconds.
All right, now at the Tricky Triangle, Ronald, real quick before this race is over, we've got 3 different lengths of that stretch. Talk to us about that.
So we're going down the front stretch now. That's the longest stretch that they have. And we just hit 204 with Donald Stewart. I'm riding with Donald Stewart right now. He hit 204. I'm hearing that somebody's wrecking. Oh, and there's the caution. So here's what it comes down to. If Dave can do it without running out of fuel, even under caution, he's got to maintain speed.
We are looking at Garrett Potts in the number 40 self-spin. Ooh, we are looking at it from the blimp. All right, I tell you what, we're going to back that up with Garrett Potts, and we're going to go in-car camera just for the fans. I love my good friend Garrett Potts, but I tell you what, let's go in-car camera. Going for the self-spin, coming around that corner at 160, turning right to go left, nose first, into the wall, fins up, flaps up, doing a complete, a very nice 360 though. I will give that a 7.8 for sure. But unfortunately, Garrett Potts, he was in 11th place when that happened, but that's not going to freeze this field, will it? Or will it?
It will. I do believe this will end the race.
You think it's over?
I think it is over. But the question is, even still, under caution, does Dave Acacia have enough fuel?
All righty. Well, I don't know. And, these caution laps here, they are excruciating. So, well, we don't know what's going on, but we're going to jump down and we're going to keep you entertained, folks, with a couple of driver interviews back there in the field. We're going to talk to a couple of your favorite drivers. Edward Bray seems to be in a pretty good spot. How about it, Ed?
How's it going, Scott?
Are you in a position to talk?
Yes, I am.
All righty. Because right now we possibly might be seeing some drivers running out of fuel. Ronald, go on and talk to Ed for me.
Hey Ed, Ron Klein here. How'd your night turn out for you? It looks like the field is going to be frozen. We're going to finish under caution.
Yeah, we're going to finish under caution for sure. Had a couple incidents on my part. Evidently, the air got taken off of me from the rear early on, which spun me, and then later on, not too many laps ago, I went ahead and gave Travis a the inside line, and I smacked the wall. So I had to come in a little bit, get some damage repairs. I can keep up to speed.
What do you think about tonight's race overall? Do you think that it was the track? You think that it was the drivers? You think it was the setup?
No, it was definitely the drivers. There was a lot of overdriving in the turns. Trying to calm the guys down and get them to be a little bit more patient in the turns, and not overdrive. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's definitely a lot of overdriving tonight.
Well, congratulations on a good finish, and look forward to hearing from you again soon.
And talk to the guys.
Thanks, Ronald.
All righty, Ron, if I can interrupt real quick, my daughter and my little granddaughter, Chloe, they're waving bye-bye. All right, say bye, Steph.
Bye.
Say it one more time.
Bye.
All right, she's leaving. Hey, big shout out to my little granddaughter there, Chloe, my daughter, Stephanie. What a race tonight. All right, Steph, and we'll catch you on the flip side. All righty, big shout out there to Edward Bray. Talk to us about Black Talon, Ed.
Black Talon, it's Lee Staples and myself came together and created Black Talon Racing, sub-team under KMA. We just wanted to start something that we would be a little bit more competitive out here on the track. Gearhead Paints by Ted Emmenhauser helped paint our cars and our trucks, and a big shout out to him and Lee Staples for 7th place finish tonight.
All righty, good job. Edward Bray, I'm sitting here tampering with the camera angles, and you're looking pretty good on shadow. You did a good job tonight, Ed.
Appreciate it, Scott, and big shout out to you and what you do for gaming.
Travis Browder sitting back in position 6. Travis, talk to me.
Hey Scott, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I've been hanging in there the whole race, but we'll take P6, and tomorrow is my birthday.
All righty. Are you rooting for a chocolate cake?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some cake tomorrow at my job tomorrow for sure.
All righty, but talk to me about your struggle tonight out here. You started first, currently 6th. I know you're not happy with it, but are you happy with it?
Apparently, I got confused a lot tonight. Cause I've been blinking a lot tonight, and then the fuel. I didn't take any fuel on that one of the pit stops I took. That's why I pitted. iRace has really been acting up on me tonight.
All right, and what are your thoughts heading on to Michigan?
Hey, I'm looking forward to Michigan next week. That should be a fun race for sure. And P6 is good. I took my fast repair, and it's pretty good points tonight. So we'll see how the points are after the night.
And we're going to get some pictures, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, big shout out there to Tebow.
Hey, Travis, before you leave, I love that mentality about great points tonight.
It's all about points.
Yep, great mentality, buddy. Great finish.
Thank you, Ronald. Great job, thanks, man.
All right, nonetheless, that will put Dave Acacia out there in that winner's circle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hang out. And we're going to get some post-race interviews. And Ronald, I'm going to let you head us off with interviewing out Ryan Kuhn and Donald Stewart for positions 3 and 2.
Ryan Kuhn, you got a copy?
Sir.
How you doing, sir? How do you feel your race went tonight?
Felt good. I was hoping we get a better pit strategy, and but didn't really work out. Hopefully we'll stay green, but I bounced off the wall a few times, so that would have really hurt. And I feel like if I didn't bounce off the wall, I would have caught Donald. But stuff happens. So we'll come back.
We had our cameras on you for most of that action, actually, or I had my camera on you. I'm not sure. I think Scott had it on there a few times as well. It was pretty impressive to watch you try to drive up there, and we didn't know if you were going to have anything for Donald or not. And pretty amazing finish there. Tell us about the track and tell us about the driving and the other drivers.
At the end there, I just didn't feel like my car handled as good as it did earlier on, and even with the one of the few pit stops before when I got in that accident, I took two, but our left sides are pretty fairly good. Then it just didn't really handle that good, and I couldn't catch Donald, and I didn't have anything for him, and then we pitted the last time for two. And I felt like I was running Donald down pretty quickly. I was just hoping we'd stay green, and then I bounced off the wall, and everybody out here, it was just really fun tonight. The track felt fun, nice slick, that's how I like it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight racing with everybody.
Well, congratulations.
What about the right side, though? Your right side, man, that's an ugly right side, brother.
Yeah, I bounced it off the wall coming off. I think it was the tunnel turn with like 10 to go. I think it was 7 to go or somewhere around there. I killed the right side off it and just knocked out a lot of speed, a lot of straightaway speed. So I dropped about 4 mile an hour down the front stretch. So all in all, good race, top 3. I'll take it. Go on to next week.
Copy that. Well, congratulations on a 3rd place finish, and we'll move on to our 2nd place finisher, Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Ronald. I got you. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good there. I kind of messed up on my last pit stop. I didn't take tires. I wasn't sure what Ryan was going to do. I was going to do what he was going to do, and it surprised me when he took tires. And I'm like, uh-oh, he's going to catch me. And with a little before that caution, though, they run back there before we had to pit. When Colin come up there, they had a run on me. They were going to catch me, and I was just hoping that they wore their stuff out when they caught me and went by me, and then I would catch them again. But that's about how it went.
Well, see, and Scott and I were having that discussion. I said, I think, looking at Donald's lap times, it looks like he's just maintaining. And I didn't know if you were playing the game of cat and mouse with them, where you were just kind of taking care of your stuff, and if you needed to go, you would, or if that was all that you had. But it sounds like you were just kind of taking it easy.
I was just trying to maintain my stuff. I wasn't worried about them. If they caught me, they caught me. I was just trying to maintain my stuff and run my line. And I always lose a lot of races by looking at the relative and looking in the rear view, so I decided to just not look at that stuff and just pay attention to what I was doing and hope for the best,
But hey, riddle me this, riddle me that. Your car, I'm walking around your car. It looks beautiful. There's no dents. There's no bird poop on it. There's no squirrel guts on it. Is that your original car?
No, I had a little, when they had that wreck there, I think, when Ronald was involved maybe, and that car spun, and I got a Ghost X, and it tore up my right front a little bit. And I'm like, in order to keep up with Ryan and Travis and all these fellas, I needed a new car. So I just went ahead and used my fast repair, and then I kept it clean the rest of the night.
All right, nonetheless, you started out 11th, 2nd place. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Looking really good out there in that Budweiser car, Donald, and secretly, even though I was broadcasting, I was secretly rooting for you. I knew you had found something in practice. I knew you were going to be there in the end, and believe it or not, I thought that it would come down to you, Ryan, or Colin, and the big surprise of the night is coming up here. Dave got you guys on fuel strategy. What's your thoughts on that before we talk to Dave?
Yeah, I should have pitted that last caution there, and topped off, but I didn't. I had 12 and a half gallons left, and I figured, well, there's probably going to be another caution, but if not, I was just going to go and do a splash and go and go from there and hope everybody else had to do the same thing. But I'd give a shout out to Scott and KMA for putting this stuff on and, keeping our heads straight on all these drivers out here, and he does an awesome job up there in the booth, and I'm just so proud to be a member of KMA and look forward to the rest of the season. I think it's going to be a good one.
Alrighty, and we're going to Michigan next week. You looking forward to that?
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Alrighty, sir. I don't want to take any more of your time. I appreciate you got your shout outs. Anything else? Anybody else you'd like to give shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to John Hendrick. He's painting out my other car, so hopefully by Michigan I'll have my new Gen 6 car out here. And also like give a shout out to Blaze Pizza, Greg McClinton for their sponsorship, and Jason Ruscio, for his sponsorship, and Richie B, for all their help that they do to keep us out here and enjoy what we do every night.
Copy that. Well, congratulations on a great finish, coming home in second place.
Thank you, guys.
All righty, how about a Dave Casey and the number 20 DeWalt?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm good. I'm thinking I might be better than you, but then again, you won, but then again, your ass end is pretty tore up. Talk to me about the condition of the number 20 DeWalt.
Well, I just doing my burnout. I just backed it into the inside wall, so that's why it's torn up.
All right, so you came across that line clean.
Yes, absolutely. We won the race on fuel mileage. By our calculations, we pitted on the last caution with 1 to go. Fresh tires, full tank of fuel. And by my calculations, we would have run out coming out of turn 3. So all we had to do was coast, and we had about a 6-second lead. So I think we pretty easily would have made that coast to start-finish line.
So was that your plan, Dave, to just run it and then coast it, or were you backing off just a little bit?
No, I was also saving. I think I don't know what car was in front of me. I think it was Kelly Freeman or Freeman. He started letting off, and that's when I passed him. And he kept backing up more. So I knew I could back off a little bit and save a little bit more as well. When there was 5 to go, I looked at my fuel, and I was keeping track the next couple laps. And the way if it stayed steady, I would have come out, out of turn 3, coasting.
Well, Scott and I talked about a chess game being played. And to be completely honest with you, we didn't even have you factored in when we were talking about the chess game that were being played. So I would consider you the chess master of Pocono. Congratulations on winning Pocono. Anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, I want to give a shout out to first the sponsors of all 3 series. Those guys keep us running every week. And also my teammates at Kickin' Asphalt Motorsports, who was Paul Pellisier, Kevin Scott Nelson, and Jason Russo. We work together, we talk together, we get game plans together. Great group of guys, and we're improving every week. And that's all we look to do is help each other out and move on every week and learn something new.
Copy that. I'm going to let Scott take it home.
All righty, I tell you what, you did a great job out here, Dave Acacia. What are your thoughts going into Michigan?
It's a fun track. It's a wide track. I think we're going to have some great racing there. This track is tough. If you don't hit your corners right, you can get in a lot of trouble. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of guys missing. When I was in the lead before, I missed that tunnel turn bad, and I hit the wall. And unfortunately, others got caught up with me. But it's consistency, and that's in any track. You got to be consistent. Consistency wins it. So, that's what we're working on. Unfortunately, that turn I did not. But, we came back on strategy and we won it.
All righty, copy that. We're going to wrap this up. Ron, I am sorry you got wrecked out, but I'm not sorry that you got down here in the booth with me. But we are going to wrap this up, show some race results. Good job, Dave, and thank you, Ron.
Yeah, not a problem, Scott. Enjoy coming up here and enjoy spending my wrecked out evening with you.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Scott Kolovic. He is Ronald Klein. David Casey, you're winning it at Pocono. We're going to flash those race results, and we'll see you Monday night in the Xfinity class at Michigan. We'll catch you on the flip side, folks.